everybody, welcome to the episode 2 of season 2 of the Doodle Empire series. Alright, so today we're gonna start with random button. Actually, no, we're not gonna start with random button. We are going to start by grabbing Myanmar here. This, of course, episode is all about Myanmar fighting against the Indian Empire. So we're gonna press select here, and we're going to get a large expand. They're going to start by surrounding this castle here, slowly but surely. And, yeah. And then we're going to draw another card here. We're going to get a large expand. And they're going to scoop it up around there. But they're just going to encircle that castle there because it's pretty well fortified. I'm going to do one more select, and oh, we're going to found a religion. Be inspired by fighting against the Empire. Will be my even though I'm pretty sure that's not real religion, we're just gonna be calling it that anyway. Gotta select it again. Build the castle. Okay, this will actually be the last one. Okay, so it is called Nafida. Theodore. There we are. Okay. Then we're gonna do a random. Polynesia. It'll be next episode's topic. If they're gonna get a uni, we're gonna try again because we can't actually uni with anybody. So we're gonna give them another go. They're gonna get a large span. Creep a bit more onto there, but then they're going to start colonizing over here. Only like that for now until they get New Zealand and realize that this is way better down here. But not just yet. Alright. Then we're gonna go back to Myanmar, do 3 turns, and then we're gonna press random again. Alright, medium expand, they're gonna continue pushing out that way, and eventually I've finished getting that. We're gonna do another select here. New nation, okay. Let's do a quick new nation. And actually we're going to go to them real quick, and then we're gonna press random, and then we're gonna go back to that actually. Where should we go? Continent we don't have anything on yet is North America, so we can go probably down, not down, but up here, and we could do Nunavut, right? Let's go one more with them. Alright, they're gonna get another large expand. We're gonna start to really reach up there. Up that, but they're not gonna take all of it. We're gonna finish taking a lot of these islands up here. Keep on having to do more than I was planning on because I keep on accidentally drawing on things that I don't want to do. But then they're gonna take this middle island. There we are. That's good. It's random here. Get Polynesia again. Oh, once again they're united, so it makes sense. But oh, another new nation. Wow, great. We're gonna turn off new nation pretty soon here, but we're gonna actually go down over here, and we're gonna get the good old Ottomans, which actually was one in the last playthrough, but it really didn't. But it was very important last playthrough, last season. It was actually really important. They actually are gonna start in Constantinople, which is interesting. Different. They did actually have to conquer it, not only in real life, but also in my last season with this. Okay, now we're going to go to Myanmar. Found religion. Yay, again, I guess, Magagoo. Which I guess we could do like a different color for. And then we're gonna do Myanmar again. We're gonna get a small expand here. They're gonna start fighting that a little bit, but that was more of a purchase thing because these guys were actually kind of on their side a little bit in this war. And then they start going down this way. Okay, we're gonna press a random again. Indiana Kingdom, they are going. I'm going to turn off new nation for now. But yeah, I guess we can have this. We're going to go. Actually, we're gonna go back over here. Try to get one over here. We could do Aztecs. Yeah, we're gonna do Aztecs. Kind of trying to stick to that. They do end up going up here, but because of that barren wasteland, they kind of don't fill in this middle. at the very start here. They just kind of try to avoid having to go in there because they don't see how nice that would look on the map. Alright, that was a good expand for them. Yeah, let's go back over here. We're actually going to do Bangladesh because they're going to take advantage of the weakness of the United Kingdom using all of that stuff on wars. Never mind. They are going, because Bangladesh is actually going to have a split here. They are going to get the Bengali Republic, which is going to split off of that, and that's going to be going like that shade, and it's kind of actually going to be Upper Bengal right there. And then we are going to click on them again. They're going to found religion. It's going to be Bengali Hindu. Kind of be like that color. Then they're gonna start the age of. Then they're gonna have a small expand. Instead of going over the Republic because that land isn't that important to them, it's mostly mountain and a few rivers. These are the rivers that they already have good access to. So they're actually gonna take advantage of the weakened United Kingdom, and they're gonna go a little bit on the mainland, but they're also going to go ahead and they're gonna pick these islands from them. Bit, then they're gonna go back on the mainland and take a bit more, and they're gonna start taking away from that down there. We're gonna go back to Myanmar here. They are they get a new leader, but they are also going to split because Vietnam wants to be its own thing. So yeah, there we are. We're gonna do one more thing with Myanmar. Another small span. See if they can finish off this like Malaysia part with that. There we are. Now they've taken off all the mainland there. And Bangladesh, what's Bangladesh gonna do? They're gonna do a medium expand. They're gonna try to take more of that. Mostly succeed. But then we're gonna do some more stuff with it. You know what do they do? They're going to fight back against Bangladesh, but mainly on their mainland though. They did do a little bit in their colonial area, but they're gonna try to focus on the mainland because that hurts the most, because that's where most of their population is right now. They managed to kick them out all the way to that river but then they managed to use the river. They also start attacking Pakistan. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Yeah, Pakistan. Then the Republic of Nepal is going to do some stuff. They're going to go up there a little bit, but they're also going to attack more because once again but only a little bit, but they are upset about what India did, so they're also going to be taking advantage. And then Bangladesh is going to do their stuff. They actually make an alliance with Myanmar with this. Okay, Myanmar's going to do some more stuff. We're not gonna. Myanmar is going to they're going to make a purchase for land from this nation right here. They're gonna kind of purchase a lot of this upper land up here because that's technically their native, the Myanmar's native land. And then they're gonna take that little chunk away from Vietnam, and they're gonna try to push back there. The Bengal Republic is actually going to do something. They're going to try to take more of this land here. Then Myanmar is going to do a bit more to the United Kingdom. They're going to take all the United Kingdom's land down here that they have left. I need to do another expand to do it. And then they expand some more. They actually buy some land from Bengal's little area here, and some of the land they actually have to purchase due to them also being in the fight towards that. They also, I can't show this, but they also started being more diplomatic with the countries that attacked them, except for the Bengali Republic, because they are also enemies of Bangladesh. But anyways, we're gonna press random again now, and we're gonna get Himalayan. They're gonna start pushing up this way because they noticed, even though it is very hilly, there's a lot of water that they want. Then we're gonna get the Ming Dynasty, and they're going to start really trying to get more inland here. They did get a little bit coastal, as you can see up there, but they're gonna try to get more in there. Do another random. What is this? There's a country here. Hold on. Let me change the color of it. There was a country there the whole time. Let me just pretend that didn't happen and just Anyways, but yeah, they do. Then Myanmar decides to expand a little bit even more down here, but they don't really hit everything, and then they have to start going up there. But they do want better access to this part of the world. They have some travelers say that there is a nation up here, but it's kind of disputed because they don't really want to go that way, just in case if there is. But they don't believe, but there's not enough evidence to believe that there is, so they have no idea. Well, so they don't have any idea of this. They have this some travelers from Paki land and the Indian Kingdom do have some, very few, but some do have some theories about this. Nobody even has theories about that, though, other than what is considered completely false. There's no evidence whatsoever. And then there's no way they know about those ones. This main little area over here. But yeah. Okay, back to over here. But but that might change. But that changes pretty soon, because as they start going this way, some travelers from this place actually ends up going over there. They already knew about this place, but a traveler actually brings them there as proof that they exist. Their relations are a little cautious right now, especially after Myanmar decides to push closer to the border and they start actually having an actual border. But right now there's not bad enough to actually have anything start, other than them being very cautious, not doing very much trade with each other. Vietnam does know about this, but it starts to feel very small because of up there, and there's love, and there becomes a civil war because they can't decide if they want to expand, because there's a giant party that wants to expand into there's a giant by using war, and there's a giant party that wants to just try to make deals with them, maybe get a little bit of land, but not focusing on that. So the north part, which is what's ruling right now, which is because it's mainly the north part is what this party is, wants to just make diplomatic peace. But but in the south part they don't. So they break off, and it can be Imperial. It's gonna be Imperial Vietnam. It's gonna be that color. It's very different in real life because there was I can't remember, it was just a capital of Vietnam. That was the South Vietnam. But immediately after pushing a bit more into Vietnam, they start taking this land over here so they can feel more, not just feel, but also be more relevant in the region, which the only relevant things is, when it comes down to it, is Myanmar. Though there is a good amount of Bangladesh, because not only Myanmar has a little bit of influence from Bangladesh, but Bangladesh does have their colony down here. But yeah, normal Vietnam does have another split because there's this party just split in the party. A party branches off from the main party in the north because they're saying, wait, maybe we can buy some land. But the north, though they do have some ideas to buy a little bit of some disputed land, they don't really want to expand that much. They feel like make them too relevant and they could get attacked way easier and become a major enemy of a vast majority of the world. So they have another split, and this one's called this one's called Socialist. No, this one is Communist Vietnam. It does not spell communist, but that's fine. And it can be kind of like that color. And they kind of are in this middle part, but they also branch up over there into there. And they actually do another expand here, and they start going over there. Not too much. Okay, back to Myanmar. a little annoyed with this, but they take advantage of the newest one being very weak and manage to split the Vietnam in two. But they are calling this occupied land. So I'm gonna make a hold on. So after they take it, I'm gonna make a little symbol that means it's occupied. I will turn off, I'll make it so there's no white. I'm gonna turn that off so I don't think there's something there. Same with that one. But I will turn the white bar above this off when it's not occupied land anymore. That's what they're calling it. So Myanmar, Vietnam. They're just temporary, well, not occupied, they're saying that it's temporarily occupied, so they can establish their own government there. Okay, and then the Ming dynasty, or whatever I called it, starts going and taking some of these islands. They easily take most of the, almost the vast majority of the Green Peninsula, and they start taking away from Japan's land. The natives of Japan aren't the biggest fan of this, so they make their own nation. Weird color Japan, but whatever. And they're actually gonna take some of these land too. But then they immediately, oh my god. Then they immediately start trying to take more of their land here. Quickly managing to take a good chunk of their land. And eventually they manage to go all the way up there and even some land on this. Start colonizing a little bit down here in Melanesia. Then we're gonna go back to Myanmar here. And they are going to continue to colonize this actually. South Imperial Vietnam starts expanding. They take away from some of that land there. I'm still gonna leave that there even though it's not like in their land anymore, technically the placement. But I still want to know that. All I'm guessing is that. Yeah, I just had a split, but I'm not gonna do it. Once again, another split, I'm not gonna do it. I'm turning off splits too because they keep getting splits and I'm not actually doing them. Come on, please. Vietnam. Finally, oh my god. They're supposed to be expansionist. Finally, okay. They start expanding closer and closer into there. Same, but then this Vietnam actually adopts Viet. Yeah, which is actually, we're gonna pretend that that's always what their religion was. Okay, we're gonna go back to Myanmar here. Then they're going to go ahead and they're gonna start invading in a kingdom, taking a huge portion of land from them all along the coast here. Really trying to spread out their invasion because they know that they're usually condensed in one area and they don't want to fight a condensed area with a very condensed area because then it would immediately be wiped out. This they can, in that condensed area is right here where where it's the weakest. Right there, which I don't actually have anything to signify that with. But they eventually they actually buy this island once they get up there from Bangladesh because they start caring less and less about their mainland, which angers the Bengal Republic, thinking that they're not taking care of their kind, which is also their kind, native land. Slowly, just because they're just willing to just have somebody buy it. So they start going even deeper into there. But because of what I just said, the Bengal Republic not only starts setting up fortifications, they punch into there and start taking even more land from them, but not all of it. They do keep it that because they do not think that's very a good idea. Medically, they say that it's for the people of Bangladesh, for their safety steps for staying in somewhere that is for Bengali people. But it's also, when it comes down to it, it's also mainly for power. And most of that is not true, but it is partially true. it though they are willing to sell some of their land, they just took a lot of their most important land. So they think about, but that's only one party, and it's so much of a minority party they can't even make a split for it. So they just kind of decide to go full isolationist now, to be a distraction, and start slowly selling up this land, which isn't their land, so they're not making more angry at, to Myanmar. Myanmar is now considered an empire because they're so big. They made such an important impact on history. I'm gonna do another random until we get out of this area. We will eventually. Okay, we're gonna do some more stuff with the Ottomans then. Going to take over Greece and start to take more of this in this direction. I actually take a little bit of from there. Okay, and then we're gonna do some more stuff with Myanmar. I do end up taking that little city there, and this, and they start invading this colony here that was made on Africa. Okay, I also just turned on split. I'm kind of hoping I actually get a split for you. Actually get a large expand, and they managed to take a good chunk of their land back, but not all of it, because that was very devastating to their army and stuff. So they don't manage to take over the tip of the peninsula. They also make a thing there just in case they're attacked again, because the war is officially over. This is just after this last expand year, the war will be officially over. Myanmar does manage to keep their new colony of Africa on there, but they're kicked out of most of it. But these guys are still very destroyed and very impacted by what just happened. Yeah, but anyways, so that's will be it for this episode. If you enjoyed the video, which I hope you did, like the video, subscribe. Anyways, I should have in the comment section, there's Discord, link to the Discord. Thank you. Goodbye.